I love London. 2,000 years in the making. It's got grit, it's got character, it's got soul. Plus, it's got a million things to do, from exhibitions, festivals, concerts, fashion, you name it, they've got it. And best of all, it's so easy to get around. I mean, number one, everybody here speaks English. Number two, public transportation is a doddle. You can catch a tube, or you can hop on a bike, which you can rent very easily, which I'm not going to do. I'm actually going to hail the iconic London Black Cab. So, hi, do you mind if I ask you a couple of questions?
Not at all.
Okay, sell London to me. Give me 3 reasons why people should come to London.
The historic value that you get in the buildings and general London. The people, majority friendly, very friendly and safe. It's a very safe place. And the nightlife and the shops and the restaurants. There's probably more than 3 there.
The next day, the Platinum guests arrived, no doubt tired after a 13-hour flight, but excited nonetheless to enjoy their day ahead. Their home for 2 nights? The Mayfair Hotel, a swanky little pocket of London, complete with all the little touches you would expect of a 5-star stay. First on the itinerary, what better way to avoid the rain than to surround yourselves with the best brands the world has to offer under the one roof at Harrods in Knightsbridge, complete with a personal shopper ready to do your bidding. While the guests enjoyed feasting their eyes and emptying their wallets in Harrods, we caught up with celebrity Michelin star recipient, not just once, but 6 times over, Chef Gary Rhodes, who was busy preparing dinner for that night.
2 things about the Michelin star. One, they're generally known to be sort of more biased towards French cuisine.
Yes.
And you've kind of pulled an ironic one there, because the French always have looked down a little bit on British food, but you managed to achieve it with great British classics. How do you feel about that?
Well, I think that's what excited me, particularly with the very first restaurant, because there it was all braised oxtails and mashed potato, and it was homemade faggots with an onion gravy, and calf's liver and bacon. But it was about producing those foods at their very best, and that's what I wanted to do, to make sure they could stand up against any French dish anywhere. And so, and it proved a point that, those great British dishes. The French try to claim some of those were French anyway. I said absolute nonsense.
What, le roast beef?
Well, yeah, exactly.
We left Gary for his gastronomic duties as we packed all the guests off to the Tower of London, for less scary reasons than perhaps 500 years ago, when you were only a guest if you were never going to leave. Note, it is the most haunted building in England, and who better to host the evening and tell us a thing or two about the Great British Experience than the chairman of Visit Britain.
Why should you come to Britain? Well, London, because London is one of the iconic cities of the world, and it has this extraordinary mix of history and contemporary culture. And the blend is pretty rare. But also, I think, the countryside of Britain, which is remarkably unknown, I think, because of the strength of London. And then we have cities outside of London which have their own particular character. Obviously, Edinburgh and Glasgow, gateways to the Highlands, to Scottish whisky, and
always a good reason.
Always a good reason. Golf, if you're that way inclined, and cities like Cardiff, which has the most wonderful opera house, Manchester, Cambridge, Oxford, York. These are cities which many people don't realise, because we're a small island, are very close to each other.
So we're actually off to the Tower to actually eat.
We're off to the... They told you the old eating joke again, did they?
What, is this about beef eating? I believe
No,
we do have beef
I
on
mean,
the
we
menu.
used to tell everyone they were coming to eat. Of course, not all of them came back.
We hope we do.
After a tour of the Tower, complete with beef-eater bodyguard, there was a private tour of the Crown Jewels, and so exclusive, our video cameras were not allowed in. We ended the night with a dinner with a very special London resident, supermodel and actress Jerry Hall. We caught up with Jerry to get the Black Book lowdown on the city she now calls home.
I love London. It's a wonderful city. There's so much theatre, there's fantastic shopping, really good restaurants. I love going to the West End to see plays. The theatre here is wonderful. And of course, definitely go to Madame Tussauds, because I'm in there.
That's definite reason there.
Yeah, next to Andy Warhol. England's so old, has so much history, so many beautiful houses that are so beautifully preserved. wonderful glimpse into, you know, the olden world, you know, coming here. So I say get up and go and see everything.
Despite a late night, our guests are up to discover if there was more than meets the eye to London.
Welcome to the Coca-Cola London Eye.
Up in the eye, the sky transformed from a dreary grey to a stunning sun-drenched morning for the guests, complete with champagne brunch and chocolate tasting.
Yummy.
Oh, fantastic.
I think last night at the Tower of London, it was really fabulous. It was our first night here.
Had a great dinner, and of course we met up with Jerry Hall, which is the highlight for the night.
Yes, very graceful.
And the jewelers were fantastic.
2 days been very interesting. It's very fulfilling 2 days.
I mean, thus far it's been wonderful, and I'm just dreading going back to real life again next week.
The afternoon was free and easy, with the guests taking in their favourite pockets of the city by themselves, and as a welcome back to the Mayfair afternoon tea, Great Britain's most exported ritual was being served. The evening ended literally on a high note with Wicked, one of the West End's most popular musicals.
The guests are comfortably tucked away in the theatre watching Wicked, and I'm enjoying the evening sun here on our last day in London. Now, join us as we continue our adventures in an ancient city that literally gets its name from being one of the best places in England to have a soak. See you in Bath.